good sometimes to take things on I, rather than taking things on you.
Yes,
Because
yes.
sometimes we tend to say that you were very busy, that you did not. When you do not discuss with your family, friends, or your partner, then this can be a problem actually.
It can be disaster. One of the major ingredients in successful relations is nothing but communication, open communication. Even if you're disagreeing, you should openly communicate. Move forward from this topic to another topic, which is again a very important one, because I feel that many of us have got friends since our childhood, but many of our friends have already left us also.
Yes.
So in everyone's life, the viewers also who are watching must be having a number of friends who are there with them since childhood or since many years. But there must be many friends who are not in contact altogether. But we must have experienced many a times. You must have also experienced that when we contact with some person or some of our older friends, their response is not very similar as to what it used to be before. What do you think about this?
Yes, I think me personally, I have had such experiences, such friends. Like you are one of my friend who has always been there constantly throughout the his childhood. So but there have been friends who I was close to, but then we are not in touch. And maybe if we try to get in touch with them, so it is it is not the same kind of interaction that we may used to have once. But then I think we cannot blame anyone here.
Yes.
Because suppose I was not there maybe when that person was really in need, because I was because it is always good sometimes to take things on I, rather than taking things on you.
Yes.
Because sometimes we tend to say that you were very busy, that you did not give me time. But
True.
then exactly maybe that that person needed me once. But I was so busy with my changing life, because as we say, things are changing. So I was so busy with my changing life, my studies, my career, that I might have not been in touch with him, or I have not asked him how he was when he really needed me. So maybe some things are there at that point of time which has created a gap, and things has changed. And then whereas it is always good, I feel personally happy to have such friends where you're not talking for maybe or even 1 year, 2 years,
Yes.
and then suddenly you're talking after 2 years and you feel the same kind of vibe.
Same connect.
This thing is, we are busy in our lives, but then we always appreciate having them in our life in some day or the other. So that happens, and I think that is normal in every. That must have been faced by everyone. But I think in such cases, if we really care for some people who I think we may not be having same kind of bonding, then at least when we really care for that person, we can really try to get in touch with them, even when there is no need actually. Because sometimes what happens is that.
But what if the response is not up to the mark? Means the way they were responding with us,
Yes.
resonating with us, I should say.
Yes.
So if that is missing, you are giving a full. So what do you say about this?
Because I feel here sometimes what happens is that many a times we tend to call our friends when we really not. I'm just saying a general thing. Even I have had some friends who really call you after a long time when you have something to ask actually.
Okay.
Like maybe can you help me in this? Can you help me at that? But if it is a general thing, that person is having a birthday and you may not have called after a long time, or just you are talking in middle just to ask how he or she is. So I think if you can just try 2 or 3 times and still the person is not responding you in the same way, then I think then you cannot force the person.
Yes,
because you can try. If you really like the person, you can try to connect him to just express how much you care for him or her. But then if the person is not reciprocating in the same way, then I think you cannot help. Suppose you're calling that person and the person is not picking up the calls, then you cannot force.
Yes. We must be as we are. Means we must continue to be like we were before.
Yes.
And we must not hold any grudges within, even if somebody is not responding. Because we have got a lot of things to do. As we grow, we will have a number of things to concentrate upon. For example, the things which we were handling 10 years back, and now the things which we are handling now are totally different, and the responsibilities have increased manifold. So we will not be having this much of time that he's not talking to me or she's not talking to me anymore. So we must continue to be the same, and we must not hold grudges within. So this is the
just few words like a selfless friendship, without much expectation. Embracing the whatever comes your way, and then not having grudges. That is, I think, some of the few words that will really lead you into much contented friendship.
So we must continue with our lives with people who are there with us always, and with our parents, with our friends who are there, and we must continue, and we must realize that everybody has got their own lives and they have got their own priorities. So it is all up to personal priorities and abilities, you can say, to manage a number of friendships. Yes, friends. So let us start with a concluding topic and a concluding theme, you can say, and it is it is something regarding relationship between two friends or a group of friends that many people are forced to leave their friendship because of some kind of misunderstandings. So I would like to give a very clear-cut message before after Chitra gives his message. So the theme is like this, that two friends are there, and one friend is thinking that the other friend has done something wrong which was not acceptable to the other friend. So he starts to ignore him and gets hurt very badly. And the first friend, he doesn't realize only that he has done something. But the second friend is realizing this feeling by himself all alone. He's not sharing his feelings, and he's just hurting himself by not talking to him, and then getting apart, getting away from the friendship. So ultimately, what happens that both of them, they are the friendship is broken, and we see that many instances are there. These kind of situations, friends are the relations are broken, and we lose some of the great friendships. So what can you say in this?
I think yes, communication gap can be very much like a disaster, because many a times, as you told, you might have joked with a friend, suppose, and that friend might have taken it too seriously, and then you never realized that the friend was keeping in his or her mind, and then you felt it was okay, quite normal, and you did not pay any attention to that. Whereas that thing was slowly and slowly growing into that person. So I think when there is no clear communication between the two people, be it in friendship or be it in relationship or be it at your home, actually. So when things are not spoken in clear, when you do not discuss with your family, friends, or your partner, then this can be a problem, actually.
It can be disastrous.
Yes, and this can be something like a small thing which has led into something very big, and it can end your relationships. It can end your perfect bonding. So communication and sharing what you felt. If you feel anything has been told wrongly, you should just or if you feel actually the person's mood is wrong or the person is not behaving with you in the right way, you can just ask, if there is something which I may have told you, or something is disturbing because I'm really not aware of, or maybe unknowingly I have told you something. And I think this can, just a small word, but this can really solve the issue.
Yes, very correctly said. One of the major ingredients in successful relations is nothing but communication, open communication. Even if you disagree, you should openly communicate that. Even if you are agreeing, you should again communicate that yes, you have said it correctly, or I agree with you. And if you are not agreeing, then you must say what is your point of contention and where both of you can come together. I'm not talking about husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, but any relationship, like you said, even in family and even with our friends.
Because if you say something like you can really, if you're not feeling comfortable also to talk, you can just frame in something like, rather than saying that you are not being nice to me, or you can just share something.
Yes, and
if you do not say it even directly, like you are not being nice to me, I don't feel it good. You can just say something like, I'm really having concerns, like things are, I think something is bothering you. So,
but I feel that when friends are there, I feel that you can communicate directly. I don't think so. If the friendship is very strong, if I say that, Chitra, I didn't like your whatever you said today. I don't think you'll feel bad. You will realize that if our friendship is very strong, I don't think that will hamper. That will, in fact, improve the bonding.
But maybe you can just add on to that. I didn't like what you said. Something like, was it a joke, or because means
maybe you are not,
or maybe something else I told that you did not like it. So if you just extend it, maybe that person will explain it more.
And maybe you didn't realize what you said.
Because if you say like directly, maybe sometimes I'm just saying, close friends may understand. But if you just say something like, I did not like what you said, then maybe that person will think,
he'll get
like offended that he did something and he's just questioning me now. He did not like. So you can just frame it well, and maybe after knowing the reason, you may realize that it was after all your fault that things were there. Means anything can happen, and the issue can be solved.
So I would like to conclude by saying very simple. I forgot to state one statement given by Chitra many years ago when we were in school. I remember he told me that if there is something, and this is not said within like 10 years or something, it was way back, like 15 years back, I think so. We were in school at that time. And then he told me after I went home, I remember, he texted me that time, texting seasons were there, means the normal text used to work. So he told me that if I have done anything wrong, please don't mind, because I was in tension and that was not done intentionally. That was a quote, a very old quote was that maybe your friend hurt you because he was in tension. Tension. He was in tension and it was not his intention. So it is a very important concept. This thing, it always rings in my head, and I'm happy that a friend like Chitra is there with me, because most of the things we are able to share with our friends, sometimes not with our family. So it proves to be a great support. And I pray and I wish that all the friends who are currently facing issues in the relationships, please talk to your friend directly and please share your issues, because if you or your friend was having some kind of honesty in your friendship, then certainly it can be saved. It is never going to be broken in any way. I feel that way. And I feel that because there are times when we stay in the same locality, but we don't meet for months. So I'm not saying, I'm not boasting about our friendship, but I'm just giving an example that we have to, if we want to continue with any relationship, we must give time and we must accept the differences also. And we have to understand that everybody has their life. This thing can only be solved with proper communication and faith in oneself. So I would like to thank Chitra that...
Thank you, Mekayeel. Actually, it was a wonderful, we have been friends, as Mekayeel said, since a long time. So to sit together and just have a discussion on something which may be helpful to people actually.
Yes, certainly, Chitra. I think so people are going to enjoy this video, because we have done it casually and it was a very informal talk with some serious messages as well. So I feel that our viewers are going to like it. And friends, I would like to again say one thing, that if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And I'm going to bring many of such videos of importance.
Just to add to that, I think as Mekayeel is making wonderful videos, there are many things that we really know, but which we really want to hear from someone else.
Yes.
So I think this is something which his videos will really help everyone. So you can just go follow it and you can hear it actually.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chitra. So guys, thank you so much once again, and see you in the next video. Thank you.